So we climbing the mountain. And we want to discover local tea. And the weight is 150 kilo. Falling down to the waterfall. Because of the construction of the hydroelectric power plant, pretty huge. Very happy about today's travel. Yeah, what I like here in Vietnam, everyone lives so easy and relaxed. Super soft. And especially I just remember how when I went to southern Vietnam, I've seen a big bus station, and there instead of chairs, which you can see like the big row by row of the chairs, that big bus station, instead of the chairs, there'll be a lot of hammocks like this, so people are really enjoying their life. So like here we just take some lunch in the local restaurant, and people just put the hammock over here, just relaxing. So we almost in Ha Giang area. We need some maybe 20 minutes more drive, and we are on the north of Vietnam, and we want to discover local tea. Actually, here is a lot of regular tea, but also for us, of course, is most important in the ancient tea tree tea. And now it is season for harvesting of yabao, or also dragon claw. This is first buds from big trees. It's a kind of puer-like white tea, which also before harvested a lot in Yunnan province in China, of course. And actually I was a lot in Malipo district and Wenshan in Yunnan province, which is really border with this area of Vietnam. So finally I'm just from other side of the border to discover local tea. And I feel very excited about that. And tomorrow we just drive all day from Hanoi to here, and tomorrow we will start our wonderful tea travel around this region. So we now visiting a friend of our friend who specializes in shoepware, but also have a lot of shampware from local area, and we decided to drink some tea because it was a hard way. And here's one beautiful example of compressed tea. We've seen a lot of that in China, but this is a little bit different because different shape. And this is a logo of Vietnamese Tea Association. It's made in 2003, and the weight is 150 kilo. So it's and now just 2023, so now it's already 20 years old. We can try this, okay? I can brew by myself, it's possible, yeah. When I brew by myself, I can more easily understand, like. I'm very lucky to drink the tea together with the founder of the factory, and he is actually one of the first persons in Vietnam who developed shoepware, developed this technology of fermenting from China. And so he still has some old stocks from maybe 10 years and older tea, and now we drink one of these types. Actually, before when I was in Ho Chi Minh, I also bought similar cakes. I think it's from his factory, but I don't went here, so we now arrived directly to the place, and we will have some interesting assortment of shoepware from Vietnam. He already exporting to Hong Kong and to Taiwan and to Guangdong in China and some other provinces, so a little bit looks like Liu Bao tea. So the first question will be when did he start it, and why did he was interested in shoepware in general and in tea, like?
Tôi sản xuất kinh doanh chè từ những năm 1998. Tôi có cái rừng chè cổ thụ. Tôi đã đầu tư nhà máy và sản xuất chè Phổ Nhĩ từ năm 99. Chè Cao Bồ là một cái rừng chè cổ thụ, giống chè san tuyết, lá to, làm chè Phổ Nhĩ rất tốt. Cả Việt Nam thì có 1.000 hecta chè cổ thụ. Cao Bồ là làm được chè organic, đã làm chè organic được tổ chức thế giới đến cấp chứng nhận organic. Cao Bồ có những cây chè 750 năm, tổ chức của quốc gia đã.
Did his family also before also was in tea, or it was his personal passion?
Ngày xưa tôi làm xuất khẩu, sản xuất chè xanh, chè đen và chè vàng xuất sang các nước. Vào châu Âu đã làm ngoại thương xuất khẩu nhiều chè sang các nước.
And who teach him to make a tea technology of shoepware?
Tôi tự học. Một lần tôi đi Sisopala, Trung Quốc, xong thấy họ phơi chè sân với các cái. Hai nữa, người Hồng Kông từ trước cứ mua chè của tôi nhiều, và trước họ ở cái khu Cao Bồ, cho nên khi tôi mua lại cái nhà máy và tôi tổ chức sản xuất, thì có ông bạn người Đài Loan này, người Trung Quốc này, người Hồng Kông này sang giao dịch mua chè với tôi, bàn hợp tác với tôi. Chúng tôi cùng nhau hợp tác để sản xuất.
Because it's watery fermentation is very complicated. How many times he need to start produce what he really start like it?
Quy trình lên men thì nó có cái quy trình của Các nơi nhưng tôi áp dụng cái quy trình của các nơi, nhưng tôi ứng dụng. Tôi làm lên men được 90 ngày. Lên men liên tục 90 ngày bằng nước.
Bao nhiêu lần thì mới được?
And what is his favorite tea?
Tôi thích nhất cái này.
Of course.
Sure.
Thì mát gan, thận và lọc mỡ máu.
Yeah.
Tôi năm nay 76 tuổi nhưng mà chị không có bệnh. Suốt ngày chỉ uống rượu chè này thôi chứ. Chè phổ nhĩ này rất tốt. Cái gì nó làm sản xuất từ cái giống chè san lá to. Nó có nhiều hoạt chất, nhiều vitamin, hàm lượng glico và các cái nó rất cao. Người Đài Loan đánh giá cái dòng trà san tuyết của Việt Nam tốt nhất thế giới, vì nó có nhiều hoạt chất và nó pha một lần pha nước được 15 lần pha nước, chưa hết tính trà. Trà ô long, trà Bát Tiên của Trung Quốc, các cái bán rất cao, giá hàng mấy triệu nhưng mà chỉ được 2 nước là hết tính trà. Các bạn uống rượu say uống cái này là dã ngay.
Yeah, if you drunk, when you drink a lot of beer or alcohol, you drink sure tea after maybe 30 minutes and you clean refresh.
Để càng lâu mệnh giá càng cao và giá trị càng tốt, không có hạn sử dụng.
You can say thank you very much. It's okay. So I'm very thankful for. So we will definitely cooperate on some to promote good tea. So we climbing the mountain. We need to go up to elevation around 1,000 to see by 1,500 actually. Yes, we want to look for ancient tea trees over here in this commune. It's called Taobo. It's pretty big amount of trees, and it's pretty narrow, small road. And it's only if you know the destination you can find actually, because after the end of the road you still need to ride the motorcycle. So it's pretty excited about the journey. Yeah, there's the houses on the tall mountains. Yeah, pretty high, and also a lot of rice fields, a lot of terraces. Also black cardamom here. Yeah, also.
Yes.
Yeah, here's also
Cardamom, cinnamon.
yeah, here's also cinnamon and black cardamom grown. So it's interesting, very interesting place. We're going up and up in the mountains, and here we see a very beautiful landscape with classical mountain villages. Actually, like everywhere, I've seen a lot of those in Thailand and China. Yeah, but still we have a similar national minorities, which also live like with tribe Shan people, mountain people, also monks, Zhao here living. Still have some traditional buildings which constantly disappearing because now they all built from concrete, like we can see there. Still you can find all these very, very traditional buildings from wood, where it looks of course more attractive, but as I asked many times from the farmers, they don't like to live in there because the concrete houses of course not more stable, and you have more proof from the nature, especially during rain season. Of course much better view maybe in middle of autumn when it's a season for rice. And more green, more flowers, more colors, but still it's very beautiful and cozy. I like the mountains and like this vibe of snake roads, small villages. It's the most authentic feeling. we're going to the tea mountain finally. Yeah, there's a very beautiful river. They're building a new bridge, I do believe, instead of old one. The farther you go from civilization, the more smiling and more open and kind people around you. Too difficult road for two passengers, yes. Yeah. Finally we walk, and only drivers can drive. Yes.
Because I have one experience, one American lady
fall.
and fell down and hurt the
Broke leg.
the bone.
Yeah, I see.
So
Yeah, it's there.
when I driving or something on way, very slowly, carefully.
I see. Good fitness.
Yeah.
The road here, when it came, pretty like high, and we need to take out from the backs, and only drivers go, and we go by ourselves, and it's still around 1 hour. So yeah, all trees are really deep in the jungles. All the tea trees around I see already. Такие вот дороги тут. Все-таки тропинка лесная. Drink some water. Okay. Drink some water. Okay.
Nước sạch nước mạch cái này ngon đấy.
There's already a lot of tea trees, and pretty old tea trees, at least a few hundred years old. Yeah. The driver waits for me. Yeah. Wow. Wow. By the shape of this tree, I can literally say that it was harvested by the local tribe people for centuries, because you see how big is it, but it's not tall, because you see how big branches go horizontal, and here we see like like not so high crops, so it's really convenient to just climb on it and harvest the tea. But the tree is like that, so I do believe it at least 1,000 year old, maybe even older, who knows. Yeah, and there's a lot of trees like that. So some trees they're of course younger, but yeah, each tree here at least 100 to 300 years old, and we want to climb even higher to look for more. We arrived at the final destination, and now we prepare some firewood and want to create a small fire near the river and to cook the tea on the fire as our ancestors done. I'm really proud about my driver, because on this motorbike, not super powerful actually, especially for this mountain road, he was brave enough to handle me maybe more than half of the way, or we will late here till the evening actually. Yeah, now we will drink some tea. Wonderful tea forest here, not maybe tea forest, tea garden, but very old tea garden. Yeah, because you see the trees all around. Some trees are younger, some are old, but at least there are no bushes, it's all the trees. Yeah, very, very beautiful space.
We've been boiling some water here.
Wonderful. Yeah, I can little search for some best location. So we are in a big tea forest here. It's actually 1,000 hectares, almost 1,000 hectares here. And yeah, and we again fire and make a tea on a wood fire, make a water on wood fire. And our friends don't know how to do it properly, so we just put it on a wood fire, so it 2 times already fall in the fire. Finally I put the teapot on the stones and we see how it develops. I help him a little bit with the firewood. Hopefully it will, we finally will have hot water. I think not so many people who are lucky enough to prepare a tea from the ancient tea forest on water which cooked on the firewood from the ancient tea trees. Tea tree firewood. we're going back. Because why? Because it's soon will be dark, so we need to return to the village and also visit some tea factory, try more tea. We just tried some local tea production, Shen and other teas, pretty good. Definitely put in our assortment. Balancing all the time.
Okay.
So yeah, we're ready. Yes. Just get back to the village. The first, still wait for other members of the team. They not arrived yet, and I had fallen down to the waterfall. Also a little bit had hit it because of the tube of the motorcycle, and a little bit fall down on me go up, but still okay. Very happy about today's travel and the tea and the atmosphere in general. It's wonderful. We arrived one of tea factories here in the region, and they produce mostly shenware and yabao. We're now trying a different type of shenware from last year, from a different mountain. One we tried right now on the tea garden, and this is from the same producer, but different one, so we need to try. Feel very floral aroma, and also like amber color.
Như em làm là cái phần cây rang cuối cùng ấy, là em chịu được 1 tấn của
Еще поглядим, что он там. So we tried one shen ware, and now we also found accidentally what we have some shoe bricks, and because we only tried at one factory shoe ware here, so we decided to also try shoe. This producer, he never done shoe before. He had only 2 bunches from last year, but we need to try. It's interesting what he done, because the material is very interesting in this area. All the time it's gushu from old trees, so interesting gushu shoe from gushu trees. We decided to change the water because yeah, he just boiled tap water or something, and yeah, but we just accidentally we had like 2 bottles of good water, just bottle of water, and we just brew again the same tea with different water and try, because we have a first impression about local tea, so it's very important to have good experience. Russian style, how to brew, you know.
Okay,
it's
red tea, right?
red tea and shoe.
Okay.
So we decided to brew some more tea. He brought tea from old trees, red tea, concha, and also shoe puer, the cake, this one. Yeah, so we have this puer and this red, yeah. And I brew my style. I put a very big amount of tea because we need to drink more tea, and Oh, pretty good smell. The first brew regularly we just flash, but I a little bit try first brew. Krasny.
I remember Krasny.
Morning we just get back to the factory because the Dragon Claw was just finished because yesterday it was not ready yet, and also we want to try one more shoepware because we didn't try it yet before yesterday, so we decided maybe to take a little bit bigger broad view on the assortment of this factory. Very interesting type of packaging of tea cakes. I never seen like that just randomly. Yes, so let us open. This is how it looks like the mold for the pressing of these cakes. You see these cakes? They often do it for a year of a pig or a year of a horse or just some other reason. And they make the molds from the wood. I often seen it from the metal, but here they just make the wooden one, but very strong wood. And this cake, this way you can make a small like a small assortment. Not so far from Haijiang, there is a very interesting place. Actually, this is a war memorial, which is about the war with China, which was in 1979. Not so many people know about this Vietnamese war. Anyone know the war with America? The Soviet Union helps to Vietnamese to fight, and they finally won America, which Americans don't like to say, but finally we lose this war. And after, was only 4 years later, there was a war with China. And this is a memorial which is about this war. And actually there is a free AK-47, so which is also because Soviet Union also support the same Vietnamese with that war. And this is why still relations between Vietnam and China are a little bit tense. Maybe Vietnam is only one country in Southeast Asia, there is no Chinatown at all. In Vietnam, everywhere, everyone drink green tea, and especially the manager of this memorial, he really value that we come and really want to tell the story about this memorial, and he just also brews some tea for us. It's an interesting thing that it's not only about us, that like we are foreigners and came here and he welcomed us with tea. Everyone who came to the memorial and to leave some like flowers or incense or whatever, just as a, they also get a cup of tea as a beneficial for the manager, so he just carry about the place. And also what I like here is for anyone who came, we came with some of kind of food or also incense or also flowers, and I have special plates for those who came, which you can take your plate, put the fruits on it. And also like now lady also put like cigarettes or some like honoring similar like in Buddhism tradition. And also you can take a vase which is over there. Yeah, there's a vase, and you can take the vase, put the flowers there, or take a plate, put there some fruits, money, and put to the memorial. Here is around 1,600 tombs. Some tombs have names, but some not, like unknown soldiers. So there are still thousands in some there in mountains which was not found. And actually interesting fact that during last period Chinese government tried to push on Vietnamese government not to make a reconstruction of this monument, just to let people forget about this conflict. And it's also called kind of military operation, not a war, in 1979, and also because Chinese government don't Vietnamese people recognize it as a fighting between two countries, but just kind of military operation, just to control other territory. Pretty similar thing, yeah. And luckily this war pretty fast ended, which is also good. And not so many soldiers died. And if we go the whole population of China and Vietnam, like only 4,000 soldiers, but still a memorial exists. Maybe around 60 kilometers drive more, 2 hours already. We already more than 1 hour on the way, but we need more 2 hours, almost 4 hours in general from Hajiang to the next destination. We're going to one very remote village to film the process of yabao tea, how it's harvested, because yesterday on the same mountain where we be yesterday, we also produce it, but yesterday was not a day of production, and we hopefully catch this day today or tomorrow in the next place where we go, especially for this reason, but also because we research Vietnamese tea areas. So I really want to visit most of the places with the ancient tea trees, because we have some great ideas for Vietnam. The buffalo is one of the most important animal in the mountains, because for example, for terrace rice fields, it's impossible to use any machinery. It's very difficult. So the buffalo, it's the must thing, but also it's an option for meat, and so other. Very often you can see them here in the mountains. Hello. This part of the road is completely destroyed by the trucks because of the construction of the power plant, the hydroelectric power plant. We're just passing it now. Yeah, it's pretty huge. They're building the dam for it, and also they are bringing a lot of concrete to build it. So this is why the road was pretty not in good condition. Here's the most typical farmer equipment, and actually small farm, small factory, but it's pretty old equipment. Regularly now, the most of the farmers use, of course, new equipment, but this is still operating. Now, just not the season. Here we see the roller, which is made just from the wood, and some looks like self-made, like DIY construction. Yeah, and they just when they operate, then they roll, they put it like that. Here's a holder actually. Yeah, so this is how we operate. But to move the already rolled leaves on the new rollers, there is a hole in the center, so we just open and fold down and use some maybe like vessel to take it out. But here we just put it down like this. Yeah, actually, but the whole processing looks very simple. First they do some kind of weaving, after that roasting, rolling on this roller and drying, and tea is ready.
Sợ có nghĩa là đi xa anh.
Just on the way we seen a factory, pretty big one.
Ví dụ mà
They
anh có thể
produce a
đi
lot
ô tô đến
of
đấy luôn
local tea,
và xuống đi bộ kiểu
and
đi vào rừng
we
hoặc
decided
đây
to
là
try
có
just
chè.
to have a picture of local product. Just trying the shampoo from the factory, pretty good as a regular local product, but maybe just because of not only old trace material, maybe the different material, so a little bit not so sweet as we tried before, but still good. This is one of the biggest factories on our way, pretty famous company. They produce a lot of black tea, shampoo, some different types of tea. See the facilities, like a lot of rollers, big space for withering, also a big dryer, even some equipment for oolong processing, like oolong-like, maybe even if we don't have oolong tea trees, we make oolong-like processing, what I see for the machinery. Pretty interesting to see, but they maybe prefer to go to more further for a little bit smaller quantity processing, because we need to search more tea from the ancient trees, so more unique tea. And regularly, such a big factories have really low amount of this tea. They mostly focused on mass production. We arrived at our destination actually, and we are lucky that now here is a big traffic jam because of some construction works over there. You see so many motorbikes and cars all waiting. Local kids all the time they stay with us, pay attention to us. It's so fun. Okay. We arrived at one more factory because today we're just researching local products. This product is not my cup of tea. Yeah, we will try some tea. I think it's Vietnamese cups. Wow, good. Yeah, I believe it's Vietnamese. And the funny thing that they have a lot of tea from the same big company we just visited. After all day driving, we finally get our lunch slash dinner slash something else, I don't know. And yeah, this is we're preparing some tea and some food. Oh yeah, great. Tomorrow, very early morning at 3 a.m. we need to wake up and go to the mountains.